So there's Wasserman Schultz threatening the Capitol Police Chief. That was a few months ago over evidence that they had that she wanted back. Of course she wanted it back. Probably indicts her red-handed. But that's not where it ends. Look at this. Wasserman Schultz, IT guy. Now you have Awan. So not just Wasserman Schultz, now you have Awan threatening people. A former Congress informational technology aide, Awan, threatened to have his stepmother's Pakistani relatives kidnapped if she talked to U.S. law enforcement authorities. This is the quote from Iran's stepmother, Samani Galani. Imran Awan threatened that he is very powerful, and if I ever call the police again, he will kidnap my family members back to Pakistan. Imran did admit to me that my phone is tapped and there are devices installed in my house. She goes on to talk about how he brags in Pakistan about how he has all this power in D.C. Maybe that's what Wasserman Schultz is talking about. Maybe she's got a gangster mafia behind her that just puts people in the dirt whenever they stand up to them. Maybe that's what Wasserman Schultz was talking about. Maybe that's why Awan threatens to kidnap people for talking to authorities. So you have Wasserman Schultz threatening people. You have Awan threatening people. This is really incredible. And both of them trying to evade justice. And again, zero in the mainstream media, zero on the Hill. Well, you're getting something from Julian Assange. Let's talk about Nancy Pelosi for a second. So Julian Assange tweets this out. Wasserman Schultz IT staffer arrested trying to leave the country. And then he links to this WikiLeaks email that becomes all the more timely. This is from WikiLeaks. Pelosi is doing a closed-door meeting, no staff or anyone allowed. Oh, but guess who is in there? Imran Awan, and he's handling Pelosi's iPad. So, highly classified closed-door meeting, Imran Awan somehow has access, and he is managing Nancy Pelosi's iPad. But apparently, just like Wasserman Schultz lost the equipment, she just lost it. The D.C. police found it for her. Now she wants it back. I guess Nancy Pelosi doesn't know what planet she's on either, because she denies even knowing who Awan is.
There's a story out now, it's been going on since February. You've had these IT staffers that had primarily worked for the Democrats, and they're under investigation by the Capitol Hill Police.
She still thinks Bush is president. She doesn't know what's going on.
For rather under suspicion for breaching security, stealing equipment, and one of his names is Imran Awan. And he's still an advisor, apparently, on
still getting paid at this time.
I'm really not familiar with what you're talking about.
What's the response to Debbie Wasserman-Schultz?
Awan was still on the payroll.
Under investigation. And do you think that he should have this role when right now he's under investigation by the Capitol Hill Police?
Well, the people who are under investigation are the Attorney General of the United States. I mean, what are we talking about here? So,
what are we talking about? She has no idea.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. You have a very specific charge there.
Yeah, you have specific things. I don't know specifics.
I haven't followed that so closely. We've been busy with a lot of other things.
Yeah, you've been busy looking up your butt for Russia.
I'm not sufficiently understanding the situation to make any concern about it. But there are plenty of people who are under investigation who still have their jobs. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you've got Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who just loses IT equipment. She can't find it. Capitol Police find it. She wants it back. No, they tried to ditch the equipment. That's the honest truth. And then you have Nancy Pelosi, who you have Imran Awan in closed meeting, top secret meetings, handling her iPad. Yeah, she doesn't know who it is. She's never heard of this investigation. She doesn't know anything. She's completely clueless on that. So you either have Wasserman Schultz and Nancy Pelosi completely lying to you, or you have two completely incompetent people in Congress. And I think the truth of the matter is that both are true. But this is nothing new for Nancy Pelosi. Let's recall that Nancy Pelosi gave Jonathan Gruber a big shout out in 2009. And then when it was brought to her attention what Jonathan Gruber was saying about the American people, she denied knowing Jonathan Gruber. So no surprising news there that Nancy Pelosi is a complete two-faced liar. It's just worth again, pounding that point home when we're talking about people listening to her about Russian collusion and then her trying to evade anybody talking about the Awan brothers. You know exactly why. Now, here's your collusion, folks. This is when the real collusion starts to take place. Imran Awan's lawyer is longtime Clinton associate. Shocking, right? I know you would never have expected that. Now you got collusion with the Clintons in there. You got Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who rigged the election for Hillary Clinton. That's what they're trying to cover up right now. They don't want to go to jail. Wasserman Schultz knows that she rigged it for Clinton, and we'll even have more on that. So now you have Clinton's lawyers trying to stand up for Awan. This is really an incredible statement released today from Clinton's lawyer, Awan's lawyer. The attacks on Mr. Awan and his family begin as a part of a frenzy of anti-Muslim bigotry in the heart of our democracy. Okay, so what happened on 9/11? Again, I'm still waiting to hear these people say that it's Muslim bigotry. Well, what happened on 9/11? Did Muslims who hate our way of life kill 3,000 people, or is that fake news? You're yet to address that. But let's move on. House of Representatives for months have been utterly unsupported, outlandish, slanderous statements targeting Mr. Awan, coming out not just from the ultra-right-wing Pizzagate media, but from sitting members of Congress. I'm not the one that talked about a pizza-related map in the WikiLeaks emails, okay? So you might want to check that. Mr. Awan's family is presently staying with extended family in Pakistan. This is key because his wife and him were both abruptly and unjustly fired, leaving them without a reliable source of income to pay their living expenses, and because extremist right-wing bloggers were beginning to harass them and their children. I've seen no stories of that until now. You think the left would be going over that, going crazy? No. And then he says he's been staying in the Midwest, but now, or in the U.S., but now he's going to overseas to see his family. He wasn't trying to flee, but we're confident in the integrity of the U.S. justice system. No, you're confident that the Clinton crime syndicate, Clinton mafia boss is going to put anyone 6 feet under who's getting in the way of you absconding justice. That's what they're saying. That's what Wasserman Schultz is saying. But keep in mind, he says that Awan couldn't make ends meet. He was struggling to pay his daily living expenses. He didn't know what to do. He was fired. How is that possible? Pakistani suspects in House IT probe received $4 million representing Democrats. So the Awans have made millions and millions and millions of dollars working for Wasserman Schultz, working for the Democrats. And they were still employed just a month ago. So still making high dollars. Oh, but magically, all of a sudden they're under investigation. All of a sudden the FBI wants to investigate. All of a sudden they're going to get arrested. And now they can't make ends meet. Now they're financially struggling, even though they've made millions over the last 10 years. So you know that the lawyer probably isn't being fully honest on that. But despite all of this evidence with the Awans and the Clintons and Wasserman Schultz and the DNC fraud lawsuit and Bernie Sanders supporters being upset and all the money and the lies that they told you, Clinton is about to release a new book doubling down on Russia and blaming James Comey. So these people cannot face the truth. But this is going to shock you, but not shock you. This is from the Florida Bulldog. The DNC claims it's not obligated to follow its own rules. DNC lawyer, his name is Spiva, has said that they determine who gets nominated, not the people. So they're admitting it, folks. The Democrats stole the election from Sanders. It was rigged the whole time. Now they're trying to cover all of it up and abscond with the evidence, smash servers, and ignore the truth.